What up, Pokenet? Thanks for joining in and watching the video tonight. What we got going on today is the deck that just won NAIC. Man, this thing pretty dang special right now, mainly because it can kill Dragapult, right? I mean, we've talked about that in some of our other videos. If you're successful against Dragapult right now, you can just win, right? That's just how it's going. So this is a fun deck. I've played it on stream a few times. We'll probably have some videos coming out with that too, so gotta check those ones out. But otherwise, let's go jump into this deck and see what we got going. So we've got 4 of the Mega Kangaskhan EX. Again, we use this because the draw support has been just unbelievable. 300 is just such a hard number to get to right now. So Mega Kangaskhan comes in pretty dang big because it draws support, because of it being tanky, and because we can attack with it and have some success, right? I mean, it's not the best attacker, obviously, but it's also not the worst attacker for everything else it does. Okay, then we're running 4 Meowth EX, one of Parker's favorite Pokemon. So we're running 4 Meowth. Again, being able to get the supporter and get it when we need it is pretty dang clutch. So as we can see, we're pretty dang heavy on abilities by by colorless Pokemon. So I do think we're going to start seeing some more Team Rocket's Watchtower, right? I think that's going to be a bigger inclusion within decks coming up here. So just be ready for that, right? Then we have 4 Lillie's Clefairy EX. So we got 4 Lillie's Clefairy. Again, a lot of this is because it's such a good attacker into Dragapult. One of the other decks that was showing some success was Raging Bolt, so it's also a great attacker into Raging Bolt. And as we'll see in a minute, because we have Lillie's Pearl, it also can become a single prize Pokemon. So again, fixing the math, the prize race changes with that. So that's why that's been a big inclusion too. Okay, then we're running 3 Latias EX, right? Because we need to be getting Kang out of the active. Latias is the best way to make that happen. So 3 Latias EX. Okay, then we have 2 Wellspring Mask Ogerpons, right? This way we can be sobbing things into the active. We can also Torrential Pump and take 2 prizes early. So that's one of the things we want to be doing and stuff too. So again, Wellspring has been huge for that and fixes, again, the prize race at times. And I don't know how often I need to sob my opponent just to keep Badoo in the active. That can be big on their next turn. A lot of times we're just able to get what we need to stay there so we can take a KO on the next turn, right? Then we got 2 Pheasantipity EX. Again, great for our draw support for sure. And then one card that I really like, I think it's worth including into a lot of different box type decks right now, is the Terra Coridon. Because there's so many Pokemon out there that are weak to fighting, it comes in huge, right? It can be such a big attacker in different matchups. My gosh, guys, my bad. So that Terra Coridon has been pretty dang big. Thank you to my buddy for letting me borrow it. I actually had to go find one yesterday. Luckily, I found one, right? We had one in town that I could go buy. Crazy I hadn't pulled it yet. It kind of surprised me when I was looking for it. Okay, then we have 1 Moltres. Again, being able to attack into Hydrapple, which is becoming a bigger deck right now. Ogerpon is still huge with Teal Mask, right? So we're taking KOs. And then Chien-Pao, being able to clean up our bench is massive, right? That's been so big. So that 1 Chien-Pao is pretty necessary at this point. So that's what we got for our Pokemon. we don't have a ton of different Pokemon, but we have a lot of the ones we really need, right? So big numbers to help us stay more consistent. And so that's what we're looking at with that. All right, then for our supporters, we got 4 Crispin to start with. Again, we need to accelerate. We need to start accelerating on energy, and Crispin's, I think, the best way to do that in the game right now. So we got 4 Crispin. We got 3 get over here boss's orders. My buddies keep asking if I'm going to say that while we're playing IRL, right? But I don't think so. I haven't yet. But maybe one of these times at a tournament, I'll start just saying get over here. Okay, then we have 2 Cypher Maniacs code breaking. Because we know we're going to be drawing 2 cards with Kangaskhan, being able to set those 2 cards up for whatever we want is pretty dang big, right? So if we need to get into our prime catcher, because that's what we're running in this one, it just allows us to go and get it and have it ready to go. So pretty dang big. And then our last supporter is Cyrano again, which is huge in these decks. The consistency gets so much better with Cyrano. So I do wonder if it's worth a second inclusion, if we should get to 2 Cyrano. I don't think that's a bad idea. And I do think if we had 2 Cyranos, our consistency would just go up a little bit better. Because if you prize Cyrano, a lot of times it's a problem. It just becomes such a big problem. Anyways, then we got 4 Ultra Ball. Pretty dang good. Good way to go get any of those Pokemon we need, right? And that happens pretty dang awesome. Off 10. And then we're running 4 Dusk Balls. Again, this hasn't been played very much, right, in competitive decks. I think because of Unfair Stamp, we now know if it's on the bottom of the not Unfair Stamp, my bad. Isn't it? Sorry, Special Red Card. Because of Special Red Card, you'll know if something goes to the bottom of the deck. You're also going to be looking at the top of the deck with Kang, so it gets us a way to look at the bottom of the deck, I guess, instead of the top. I'm unsure why Dusk Ball is a better inclusion comparative to maybe Great Ball. I would say the only reason it's better is both are looking at the same amount of cards, but we know with Special Red Card, things can go to the bottom. So it helps us at least have a better idea if we need to get there, I guess. Okay, then we have 3 Wondrous Patch. Again, this helps us get Lillie's Clefairy going so fast, so much easier than it would at other points. 2 Lillie's Pearl, right? So now we're making the Lillie's Clefairy a single prize Pokemon. And Jamming Tower has been very left out recently, right? We haven't seen much Jamming Towers. Most people are going to Watchtower, which that would hurt us too, right? That would hurt this deck a lot as well. But because we're not seeing Jamming Tower as much, we're able to have a little bit better run with Lillie's Pearl. Okay, and then we have 4 Area 0 underdepths, right? We need to get our bench huge, right? The more we have, the more space we get to put things. So this Area 0 underdepths has been pretty dang big in not just this deck, but many others, especially when we need to be Meowthing 4 times a match, right? Okay, I talked about it. Our A-Spec is Prime Catcher. Man, not getting run very much right now, but I love Prime Catcher. I still ran it in Raging Bolt way longer than everybody else. I love the way it plays. I still think it's super powerful, and people aren't expecting it as much now as they used to, just because everyone's running Unfair Stamp. All right, then we got 4 Psychic Energy. 2 Water Energy. Slide it down just a little bit. 2 Fighting Energy. 1 fire energy, and 1 telepathic energy. So this is what we got going for this deck. Again, I mean, it just won the biggest tournament in North America, right? And at NAIC, pretty dang huge. It was certainly fun to watch. I think for the rest of us who aren't Dragapult players, we were glad it wasn't Dragapult. What are going to be some counters for this coming up? I do think we're going to see Team Rocket's Watchtower more. I do think that's going to be a bigger inclusion, not just to counter this specific deck, but in so many other matchups. Anytime I have Team Rocket's Watchtower, they feel stifled if they can't use their abilities, right? So anyways, I think that's a card we're going to see a little bit more of for sure. It's interesting. There's no hand disruption in here, right? There's no special red card. There's no judge. We don't have unfair stamp. So if your opponent has a great hand, you're just hoping you're drawing into what you need. But again, obviously it did well, right? This played great, had a great tournament. Be interesting to see how it plays on live. So we'll get a couple live streams going. We'll be playing this deck and we'll just kind of see how it plays out. So otherwise, thank you guys so much for checking us out. Smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please go and do so. And then check out some of our other videos. Like I said, let me know what you guys think. I love getting feedback because that helps us create better content. And the only way I can do that is if you guys are telling me what you like or don't like. So anyways, as always, have a Poketastic day.